The Everglades is a 160-kilometer wetland that extends from Lake Okeechobee to the Florida Bay and then to the Gulf of Mexico in the south. The Everglades National Park was made in 1947 and known as the River of Grass because it is a slow-moving body of water that flows through prairies of sawgrass. There are 8 habitats throughout the Everglades, including hardwood hammocks, the pine rocklands, the mangrove forests, coastal lowlands, slows, freshwater marl prairies, the Florida Bay, and the bald cypress areas. Within these habitats, there are 1,033 species of plants, 60 species of reptiles, 76 species of mammals, 432 species of fish, 349 species of birds, and 38 species of amphibians. Of all these species, 67 are endangered. In the 1960s, with the creation of I-75 and US 41 going through the Everglades, it disrupted the water flow. Now, Lake Okeechobee needs a reservoir south of it so the water can go to the Everglades. Right now, the excess water from the lake is blocked from flowing to the Everglades and is instead going to the east and west of Florida. The water needs to flow into the Everglades to recharge the aquifers that give the public their major source of clean water. The timing of the distribution of water from Lake Okeechobee and other sources needs to be fixed too, because now the Everglades is experiencing droughts. Pollution is threatening the water quality as well. Toxins, nutrient pollution with phosphorus, nitrogen, sulfur, and mercury threaten the quality of water. Polluted runoff is entering the canals into the Everglades from agricultural companies such as the U.S. Sugar Corporation. When the runoff enters the water, it increases the methyl mercury levels, which the fish consume, and in turn harms people's nervous, digestive, and immune systems that eat these fish, and even other species that eat them too. Since the Everglades is a low phosphorus environment, the excessive amounts from pollutants causes enormous algae blooms, which crowds the native plants and wildlife. The algae blooms are also known as cyanobacteria that is very toxic. The toxins cause the loss of seagrass that is home to fish and small species. One more way pollution is harming the Everglades is that there is a loss of water-dissolved oxygen, which the marine life needs in the ecosystem to survive. The cause to the major issue of a horrible distribution of water in the Everglades is urban development. For example, I-75 and US 41 are going straight through the Everglades, so the flow of water stops. Urban development is one of the main reasons to why the wetland has lost 50% of its landmass. Because of less land the Everglades contains, there are not many places where the excess water can be cleaned, held, and stored, which leads to droughts. Because of the major changes and threats like the quality of water and urban development, many animals and species in the Everglades are endangered, like the Florida panther, the roseate spoonbill, the snail kite, and the Florida scrub jay. The snail kite is now the most endangered vertebrate in Florida. Its population dropped from 3,500 birds 10 years ago to less than 650 now. If the phosphorus, along with other harmful chemicals, keeps entering the Everglades, Floridians will not have clean water to use in the future. Endangered animals will be eliminated from this pollution because of the interconnectedness of all the species. If the timing of the release of the excessive water from Lake Okeechobee continues, serious droughts will continue to happen throughout the wetlands. The economy will also be at a loss from the major lack of tourism that will occur if the Everglades disappears. To solve the problems of droughts and pollution, there is a plan called the EAA Reservoir Project to build a new reservoir south of Lake Okeechobee that will be able to store the overflowing water to use later in the dry seasons. The plan has been set for 16 years now, but the South Florida Water Management District is refusing to build it until 2021. I am asking you to help save the Everglades, not only for the ecosystem with various species, but for people to have clean water. You can help by signing the Now or Never Glades Declaration on gladesdeclaration.org or email the governing board members of the South Florida Water Management District to express the severity of why the Everglades needs to be helped now. You can find their emails by going on the website on the slide.